In last week's episode, we finished the outer lamination of the starboard side of the hull, up until the bow area. It was cold and we had lots of snow. But now, a week later, most of the snow is gone, and I immediately got spring feelings. With one side of the hull fully laminated, we started preparing the other side by sanding the whole surface. After removing the dust, Johan made marks where the waterline is, and where the pieces of the twill weave and the peel ply will be placed.
So it's Monday, a new week, and today the plan is to do the twill weave on the port side of the hull. Malin will come and help me out today. So the plan is to do the whole side of the port side. The weather is kind of crazy today. It's raining, 40 knots of wind, but at least it's a lot milder outside, so the snow is slowly melting away. And even if the weather is really bad outside, it's kind of nice in here, since it's a lot easier to heat up the barn now when it's milder. So one of the challenges today will be that we don't have enough of the same peel ply that we used last week on the starboard side, the nylon type of peel ply. So we'll have to go back to this polyester peel ply, which I'm not a huge fan of. I think the quality is not very nice on this, but I think it will do. And as you can see, I have cut the lengths in the opposite direction, since the roll is 150 centimeters wide on this polyester. So you can see these lines are running across them here. That's because I've cut them 100 centimeters wide to match the peel ply better to the width of the fiberglass, which is also 100 centimeters. So we have mostly polyester. We have some nylon left here at the bottom, but mostly it's polyester. Yeah, and the downside with polyester, at least in my opinion, with this polyester, is that it doesn't conform as easily to the shape of the hull. You get wrinkles easier, and yeah, and it's also not as easy to pull off afterwards. Malin had to go and pick up Vera, so I will continue on my own now. We managed to get 6 pieces on here during the day. And yeah, the first 2 pieces are a bit bigger, so they took a bit longer. And I'm not so sure. I mean, it's already pretty late, and I have 9 more pieces to do if I want to do the rest of the hull on this side. So I guess time will tell how much energy I have left in me this evening. It's been a really long day, but I made it to the end, the last piece. This is as far as I can go before we need to finish the bow area. So yeah, really good progress. It's pretty late, it's 9 o'clock, so yeah, a really long day. So tomorrow I guess I will start planning out the last pieces of the biax cloth for the bow area, and then maybe we can do that day after tomorrow. And then of course on top of that we will also have the twill weave. So maybe this is the last week that we are laminating on the outside of the hull.
Ja,
Today I'm a bit worn out from the very long day yesterday, and yeah, not much left now.
Patching up all the holes. The tape is getting loose now, and we get the openings where cold wind comes in. How long have we had this plast up now? Since
2 months?
now it's more. I think it's since October. So the tape isn't holding up as good any longer. Just trying to get it to hold up for a bit longer until we are ready to turn the hull over, because then we're gonna tear all this down. And we've been thinking about to maybe insulate the barn. That will make it so much easier during winter. But it's quite a big job. It's a pretty big job, and of course costly. So we'll have to see. We have to see where we're in the boat building phase this coming winter this year, and maybe it's worth it.
So I'm just planning out where all the pieces are going to go onto the hull, and yeah, as you can see they're at a slight tilt forward like this. So that means if we go with full width on the cloth, there will be some cut off out here in the bow, but we will try to do the same thing as we have done at the bottom part here. We'll wrap that excess fibers across the hull like this, so we will have a lot of extra fibers here at the bow section, around the bow cone. But it is a little bit of puzzle work, this.
We have a lot of garbage. I'm gonna prepare the table now for lamination. So first I need to clear everything away from the table, and I'll see if I'll try to remove some of this old epoxy. We have like a build-up of a few, I don't know, centimeter or so of epoxy now.
We are so happy we decided to build the lamination table. It really helps speeding up this huge job in the boat build. While Johan was cutting fiberglass, I organized the shelves.
So it's early morning, and the plan for today is to finish the bow area. We have prepared all the lengths here. We have the biax cloth, and then the twill weave, and last the peel ply. And we'll try to do everything in one go, so it's more or less wet in wet, so we don't have to sand in between the layers. So there will only be peel ply on the top. And yeah, it will be a long day, since I'm thinking it will take quite some time to apply those pieces up here in the bow, since we have that wrap around, and that will take a bit longer than the pieces that we have done here on the sides. But hopefully we can do everything today. It's pretty mild outside, so we don't have to run the diesel heater as hard today. It's around 5-6 degrees Celsius outside, so that's okay. And in here we're having around 12 to 13 degrees at the moment.
For the bow area, we did one piece on one side and then one on the other side. We had 8 pieces of the 600-gram fiberglass cloth, and then 4 pieces of the twill weave fiberglass and 4 pieces of peel ply. The 4 pieces of the 600 grams were full size width, but then they got smaller and smaller. We didn't take any lunch break, and we just had some snacks and drinks to save time. The last 2 pieces were placed on the bow cone. And there are now in total 10 layers of 600-gram fiberglass cloth at the waterline area.
Feels really good. This is the last 600-gram fiberglass that we put on the hull on the outside for now.
So it's time for session number 2 today. Now all the 600-gram biax cloth is on the hull, which feels really nice. And Malin had to go and pick up Vera, and I will continue alone and do the rest. And that's to cover this whole area now with the twill weave, and then get some peel ply on top. Yeah, it's been a long day, but very productive. We've been at it since 8 this morning, actually a bit earlier, and now it's 3:30. And I hope I can do the rest now in 3 hours or so. Oh, it's been a crazy day, but we made it, so I'm really happy about that. Now all the fiberglass that we need to have on the outside of the hull before we turn it over is finally in place, and that feels so nice. This last part here, I think that was the hardest of the whole boat actually, because there's so many different shapes here, and you need to get that cloth to conform to not only the shape in that direction but also around the nose cone of the boat, and many layers in one go. But I'm quite happy that we decided to do this, because now we're finally finished with this phase of the build, so we can continue with something else for a while. That's really pleasing, so I'm really happy now. But now it's really time to get some food and some rest, and yeah, I was about to say start fresh tomorrow. I don't think I will be very fresh tomorrow, but at least we can continue with something else tomorrow, and that's really nice.